where MAGA comes to talk. Did you catch Kash Patel today? Oh my goodness. Kash Patel was on fire. I'm going to play some highlights from the hearing. There were a couple of hearings today, okay? This CDC head, I got a couple clips from that because she really got she got her clock clean. But Kash Patel, you know, what he has done the last 2 days in these congressional hearings has never been done before. Okay, before I play the clips, just let me explain how these hearings are. These congressional hearings in both houses, they're not hearings to find out anything, all right? The officials from the administrations are required to do it. You know, they have to report to Congress and all this bull crap. But it's not about reporting to Congress. It's about the Congress people, especially in the House, but the senators do it too. It's about them getting their little soundbite of barking at the opposition party official, so they got their soundbite to go viral on the internet. And no matter who, you know, I don't typically watch these hearings because it's the same crap every time, right? Regardless of who, until today, regardless of who the administration is, okay? It can be Republican or Democrat. This is how it works in a congressional hearing. You've got the official there, the people of their that are of the opposition party. You're a scumbag. You killed kittens. What are you going to do? Why did you let those puppies get eaten? You know, it's like that. It's stupidity. And then the party, the Congress people that are of the party of the official thank them for their service, right? And when they ask these terrible questions about puppies and everything, and they try to answer, the Democrats or the Republicans, reclaiming my time, you're not supposed to answer, reclaiming my time, you know. Well, Kash Patel gave it back to them today. And I've never seen it happen before, and yesterday, but I want to play a few clips. And these are not in any particular order, because I have a whole bunch of them. So I'll go through some of these, and it was just great. Now, this one here, this is beautiful. This is with Swalwell. Isn't Swalwell the one that was having sex with that CCP Chinese spy? Wasn't he? Yeah. So here you got this guy who's having sex with a Chinese spy from the CCP, right? Fang or Bang Bang, whatever the hell her name is. And you know they're still all up in his grill because they've got not just audio, they've got high definition video of him having sex with Fang. You know, so this guy shouldn't be in Congress, okay? He should not have access to anything, and he is there passing judgment, right? So listen to this. This is Swalwell and Kash Patel.
20 of those individuals have been investigated or have had adverse actions. Director, considering that you have identified these people as, quote, government gangsters, will you recuse yourself from making any investigation decisions about these individuals?
Anyone that has been terminated at the FBI has been done so.
No, the question
they
again.
failed to meet the muster in their constitutional obligation.
I will work on the audio-visual capabilities.
I'm going to borrow your terminology and call bullshit on your entire career in Congress. It has been a disgrace to the American people. You can reclaim your time all you want.
Mr. Chairman, you're going to allow a witness to speak this way? Mr. Chairman, would you
recuse yourself?
The gentleman has no time.
Mr. Chairman, would you admonish the witness not to insult members?
Gentlemen,
please. Yeah, right. Will you instruct members not to have sex with Chinese spies? You know. I've never seen anybody do that before. You can reclaim all the time you want, asshole. You know. I'm still gonna call bullshit. That was pretty funny. Now here's a little more peaceful. This is this is more friendly.
Director, yes or no? Is the FBI still spying on parents at school board meetings?
No, sir.
Is the FBI still targeting Catholics?
No, sir.
Is the FBI still spying on President Trump?
I don't believe so.
Is the FBI still censoring Americans?
No, sir.
Is the FBI still targeting Americans for shopping at Cabela's or purchasing Bibles?
Nobody is targeted for their faith.
Is the FBI still targeting Americans who are pro-life?
Nobody is targeting anyone for their beliefs.
Is the FBI still cooking the books on crime data?
The crime data is real.
Is the FBI still purging agents for conservative viewpoints?
No one at the FBI has asked their viewpoints on
Is
policy.
the FBI still labeling the Betsy Ross flag, the flag of the American Revolution, a hate symbol?
No.
Well, maybe that's why you've been able to, what was the number? 23,000 bad guys you've arrested, a huge increase from the same time period in the previous administration. I think you said 1,400 predators, 4,000 children rescued. Were those the facts?
4,700, 35% increase on children rescued.
Yeah. And you got the guy that, Abbey Gate?
We got the Abbey Gate guy.
We had a guy from the 4th District of Ohio who lost his life there serving our country. We appreciate that. Maybe when you're not focused on politics, you can actually do what the FBI is supposed to do. Go get the bad guys, right?
That's what the men and women of the FBI do.
Okay, yeah, that was Jim Jordan. That was friendly. The Swalwell's a really good one. Now, let me pull this one up. Let's see. Where's the other one I wanted to share? Hold on. Okay, this is Kash Patel, and he's with this Democrat congresswoman, and I can't remember her name, but it doesn't matter. He cleans her clock. Listen.
That's simply not true. If we were not able to do two things at one time, how would we be seizing record amounts of fentanyl? 23,000 violent felons have been arrested.
Time belongs to the gentlelady.
More than twice as many as last
Time belongs to the gentlelady from Georgia.
Thank you very much. And this request basically is,
You know what they did? The Republicans did something smart, which is very unusual for the Republicans in Congress to do something this smart. Do you notice what they did? They have Kash Patel's mic turned up louder than normal. In fact, his microphone is turned up louder than the Democrats that are on the committee. Do you notice that? So he's able to get his stuff out. They can reclaim their time, but their mics are still lower. It's pretty good.
Is an article from Reuters, which quotes law enforcement officers.
Reuters? What are those, the plumbers? Does she mean Reuters? This woman can't even read. Typical Democrat. She's a member of Congress.
This is familiar with agents who once covered child exploitation cases, but now focus on immigration child exclusive. Thousands of agents diverted to Trump immigration track down. Mr. Patel, in the short time I have left, your tenure as director of FBI has been somewhat problematic. Americans are definitely less safe under your watch. You have gutted the FBI's ability to keep safe from domestic terrorism. You have sent FBI agents to conduct traffic stops and round up hardworking immigrants who pose no danger to public safety. People, even President Trump, refer to as good, long-time workers. Your job is to protect and serve the American public.
I'm the
gentlelady. You have spent your time protecting heinous individuals and using the FBI to serve as a political circus. You at times have appeared unequipped. This country deserves better, and I yield.
Gentlelady yields back.
May I respond?
Sure can.
Simply put, what is it? Are we failing? If we're failing, how are we arresting 23,000 violent felons? Twice as many as this time last year. Are we failing? Because if we're failing, how are we seizing 1,500 kilograms of meth? 25% increase from last year. Are we failing? Because we captured 4 top 10 FBI most wanted from around the world in 7 months. That's more than the entirety of the last administration. Are we failing? Because we put 1,500 child predators in prison. Are we failing? Because we dismantled 300 human trafficking networks. Which is it? You don't like me, that's fine. But don't you dare disparage the men and women of the FBI that are producing record results in historic fashion to protect this country. They are kicking ass for America, and they're going to continue to do so.
He kicked her ass. Okay, here's Kash Patel with Jayapal. What a weirdo name. Listen to this.
My job as the FBI director is to invite all investigative leads.
To whether or not you met with these women who were sexually abused and raped?
Any insinuation by you or any people on your side that I am not manhunting child predators and sex traffickers, just look at the stats. And you talk about cover-ups, man.
Mr. Chairman,
you talk about cover-ups.
And I will take as much time as
Where were you during the Obama and Biden administrations when these so-called cover-ups were going on? Why didn't anyone in those administrations talk to any of these purported witnesses? I have
some regular order,
every single person to provide credible information.
Time belongs to the gentlelady from Washington.
And I'm going to take another couple of minutes.
When you accuse the witness of something, he's allowed to respond. That's how it works.
Listen, he didn't even, excuse me, Mr. Chairman, you have always been fair. But this is
I'm
not
being
fair.
and you will get
No,
your,
this
you will
is
get
my
your
time, and he
You will get
said
the
that
I love
the
it.
witnesses
additional
were not credible.
seconds of time.
I'm gonna get an additional minute of time because
No,
that's
you'll
how
get
much time
you
he
won't get a
took.
minute. You'll get some seconds. What we think is under 5 minutes. You don't get to demand how
Mr.
much time.
Patel.
That's not
Jim
how it
Jordan.
works.
Mr. Patel, are the victims of the Jeffrey Epstein horrific trafficking ring, are they credible?
Any person with information about ongoing sexual trafficking.
I'm asking you if they're credible.
Ma'am, I'm
Are
commenting
they
on the
credible?
evidence we have.
But
And we have routinely asked for people to come forward with more evidence, and we will look at it. And the evidence that we have was the same evidence that the Biden and
Patel,
Obama Justice Departments
Mr.
had.
Patel,
And they
this is
determined,
new.
not me, they determined
Mr.
that that
Chairman,
information was not
Mr.
credible.
Chairman, he's not letting me even ask my questions.
You
This is
ask the
ridiculous.
questions, he gives an answer. You may not like what he says.
No,
Exactly.
I'm not
Interrupt
answering
him.
my question.
Mr. Chairman,
have
could we
any-
restore the gentlelady 45 seconds so she
We
can
will give
complete
her
her question?
additional 30 seconds, which is what I said
I'm going
earlier.
to keep taking my time because
you'll take
here's
the
the
time
thing.
that you get. You
You
get
are
3
not
seconds.
answering the question. The question
I
is,
have, you just
is
don't like the
these
answer.
women
That was Coca-Cola that came on the camera there. Oh my goodness, this is. I've never seen people stand up to these guys. It's never happened before. Kash Patel was really kicking butt. Okay, here's
And then the photographs.
Here's Dan Goldman, Democrat from New York with Kash.
The photographs, all of the photographs that you have. You're saying that you're not releasing those because there's a court order requiring them to be sealed? Is that your testimony?
Never said that about the videos. On the totality of the videos, of the thousands of images that were seized pursuant to the search warrants executed at the time, the overwhelming majority of that video is pornographic material that was downloaded from the internet and child sexual abuse material. We will never release that.
Well, as you should not release the victims. But if there are videos that relate to others who Epstein trafficked to, such as maybe Prince Andrew, or photographs, that you have total control to release.
Yes, and if it
And
exists,
so why haven't you released it?
why are you supposing that that is a fact when in fact it is false?
Yeah, exactly. What a jerk. Yeah, Coca-Cola. His brother, one of our other cats, is Pepsi. We have Coca-Cola and Pepsi, two of our cats. Let me see. Is this the same clip? This might be the same clip.
Did names of the victims.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that's the same clip. Okay, this is Swalwell of Fang fame.
Remembering your oath to tell the truth, did you
Remembering your oath. This is the guy that was having sex with a CCP spy. I think any woman that has sex with Eric Swalwell, they should just assume is a spy. Who else would want to have sex with Eric Swalwell?
remembering your oath to tell the truth, did you ever tell Donald Trump his name is in the files?
No.
I have never spoken to President Trump about the Epstein files.
Did you ever tell the Attorney General that Donald Trump's name is in the Epstein files?
The Attorney General and I have had numerous discussions about the entirety of the Epstein files and the reviews conducted by our team.
Did you tell the Attorney General that Donald Trump's name is in the Epstein files?
And we have released where President Trump's name is in
It's
the
a simple
attorney's
question.
file.
Did you tell the Attorney General that the President's name is in the Epstein files?
During many conversations that the Attorney General and I have had on the matter of Epstein, we have reviewed.
The question is
painstakingly
simple.
Who
Did you
can
tell
be-
the Attorney General that Donald
No, I told Fang, your CCP spy. That's who I told Swalwell.
Trump's name is in the Epstein files? Yes or no?
Why don't you try spelling it out? if
Yes
you're
or
gonna mock me?
no?
Use the
Director?
alphabet.
Yes or no?
No, A, B, C,
Director,
D, E, F.
it sounds like you don't want to tell us. Did you tell the Attorney General that Donald Trump's name was in the Epstein files?
That's hilarious.
Why don't you try serving your
Director,
constituency
did
by
you tell the
focusing on
Attorney
reducing
General
violent
that Donald
crime in this
Trump's name-
country and the number of pedophiles that are
Director,
illegally
reclaim my
harbored
time,
in your
Director.
sanctuary cities in
Director,
California?
reclaim
I'll
my
work with
time.
you on that. Do
Regular
you
order,
wanna
Mr.
work with us
Chairman.
on that?
Director,
I
reclaim
belong
my
to the
time.
gentleman from California.
Did you tell the Attorney General that Donald Trump's name is in the Epstein files? Yes or
Question
no?
has been asked and answered.
You've not answered it, and we will take your evasiveness as a consciousness of guilt.
Okay. I'll take your questions as an acknowledgement that you're an asshole. How about that? Yeah. Okay. And let's see. They're so good. This might be the same clip. Hold on.
My job is to
No.
provide for the safety and security of this
Okay, yeah, he's talking to Swalwell here. Kash.
My job is to provide for the safety and security of this country. My job is not to engage in political
And that
innuendo
includes
so
protecting
you can go
sexual
out to the
assault
sticks and get your 20-second hit in your fundraising
reclaiming my
article.
time,
But
Director.
keep going, reclaiming your time, because the
Director,
people of California are
If
being
Trump- if the
underserved by
president-
your
The president
representation.
is not implicated. Why not release everything that involves
We
him?
have released everything, the president and anyone else's side, that is credible and lawfully be able to be released. Your fixation on this matter and baseless accusations that I'm hiding
Also
child
Mr. Massey's
pedophiles is disgusting.
interest.
Anyone that says that needs to look at the stats alone. And go back to the state of California, who's receiving the biggest surge in FBI resources through
Director-
my redeployment because the cities of Los Angeles, San Diego, and San
Reclaiming
Francisco
my time,
need it.
Director. Remembering your
Oh man, that was really good. That was really good. Let's see what else we got here. Let's see. Okay. Oh, this is another beaut. Ted Lieu.
Author Michael Wolff has conducted numerous interviews of Jeffrey Epstein. I'm going to play for you a video.
Now he's the one that wrote that book about Trump in the first term. Remember where he just made stuff up?
Of what Michael Wolff said Epstein told him was in the safe, and what he showed the author was in this safe. So let's please play that clip now.
Elected. And I was sitting talking to Epstein, and he said, "Wait a minute, I got to show you something." And then he went into his safe, and he came out with.
I love how all these dead people have just confessed everything, right? Epstein just told this Wolf character everything. You know, Charlie Kirk told Candace Owens and Tucker Carlson everything. They're dead. They can't refute it.
With photographs, they were Polaroids, I think, and he kind of spread them out like playing cards, and it was Trump. I mean, I think there were a dozen of them, and it was Trump with girls of an uncertain age at Epstein's Palm Beach house, where all of the things that he would ultimately be accused of took place. And I remember very vividly.
Do you know how much those photographs would be worth? Millions and millions of dollars.
3 of them. There are 2 in which Trump is the girls, topless girls, are sitting on Trump's lap.
Oh, please.
And then a 3rd in which he has a stain on the front of his pants.
Oh my goodness! Wow. This is what they played in Congress today. These Democrats.
And the girls are kind of pointing at it, sort of bent over, laughing.
I didn't know your phone was
So,
on.
Director Patel, I'm going to ask you a very broad and general question. As you know, Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein were friends. There are, of course, photos showing Donald Trump together with Epstein, correct?
I don't have the entirety of the photographs, but I think they've been photographed in public together.
All right. Are there any photos showing Donald Trump with girls of an uncertain age?
No.
Jeez.
How do you know that?
Because that information would have been brought to light by multiple administrations and FBI investigators over the course of the last 20 years.
Well, you.
Oh my gosh. It's absurd. It really truly is, isn't it? I mean, they have less than zero credibility, the Democrats. And, you know, they figure because, you know, Trump's out of the country. The reason they're bringing up the Epstein stuff today isn't just to bring it up. It's because President Trump's in England. He's with the king, and the king's brother was all in with Epstein. So they know it's going to make a lot of the British papers, because the British papers are basically like tabloids, and because of Prince Andrew, anything with Epstein. So they got together and said, how can we embarrass the President of the United States while he's being honored by the King of England? Oh yeah. Let's say Epstein's name as many times as we can, so all the British papers will be printing Trump and Epstein. You know, these people are, they're traitors, is what they are. They're, Polaroids. Yeah, I know. When did this happen? 1976? Who's got the Polaroid?
I'm convinced they're paid to say it's scripted.
They don't even make up good lies.
Scripted.
The lies they make up are so bad. I mean, they're not even good lies.
They're all paid to say scripted.
Yeah. If you're new to my channel, my name's Brian. This is where MAGA comes to talk. All right, make sure that you subscribe. Okay, all right, what else we got here? I got a lot of stuff. Rushy. Let's see here. Oh, someone, somebody called me. I pulled this up. This is, by the way, on my X. Someone called me up yesterday and said, "Can you share with me when Candace Owens denied the Holocaust?" And I don't have everything that might come up in a file ready to play at all times, right? But I pulled it up and I put this up. This is Candace Owens talking about the Holocaust.
Innocent people. Candace, come on, that's the difference. They experimented on twins. I mean, some of the stories, by the way, sound completely absurd. I mean, like the idea that they just like cut a human up and then sewed them back together. Why would you do that? Literally, even if you're the most evil person in the world, that's a tremendous waste of time and supplies. Just slice a person in half and sew them together. That just sounds like bizarre propaganda.
Okay, the Holocaust, Dr. Mengele's bizarre propaganda is what she's saying, right? That's Holocaust denial. So the person yesterday who called me about that, there you have it. Now, there's been, all these anti-Israel people, Candace Owens, Tucker Carlson. They've been telling us that Charlie Kirk was not happy. He wasn't going to support Israel. Israel tried to buy him off. This is Charlie Kirk on stage speaking to a group, and he made a joke, and it involves Gaza. All right, let me play this for you, and you listen to this. What side do you think Charlie Kirk was on? The side of Israel or those in Gaza? Listen.
So, it's funny. I used to say that, hey, if you as a gay person would go to Gaza, they'd throw you off of tall buildings, right? Mm-hmm. Now they don't have any tall buildings left, so I don't...
When you mess with the bull, you get the horns.
Is that too soon? I'm sorry. Maybe you shouldn't kill Jews, stupid Muslims.
There you go. Which side's Charlie Kirk on? Right? Is he on the side of Israel, or is he on the side of the Palestinian terrorist? That's right. I mean, that kind of tells you right there, doesn't it? Mm-hmm. Yeah. You're not gonna see that clip played too much. Yeah, side of Israel. Yeah. But when someone's gone, you can say anything, and it can't be disproven because they're not here to refute it. And Tucker and Candace, all these texts. Look at all these text messages from the assassin that they're all saying are fake now. In this day and age, just because somebody shows you a text, how do you know it's real? No. Yeah, I think it's safe to say he was on the side of Israel with that comment. Mm-hmm. Now, this audio, this is a girl who's a student at the University of North Georgia. And she's reading from course material in her college class. She's sharing what they're teaching her, and I guess the rest of the students. Listen to this.
I might be getting canceled for this, but I'm kind of pissed off. Anyway, I'm a senior in college, and I'm in international public relations, and I was told to read Chapter 8 this week of International Public Relations, Negotiating Culture, Identity, and Power. I'm reading, I just opened it up to Chapter 8 about 5 minutes ago. I've been sitting here in awe. Chapter 8 is titled Contested Identities, Shifting Publics in a Globalized World.
Listen to this.
I'm going to read you what I just read and where I stopped.
Now this is in her North Georgia University textbook for her class.
I think it's the second sentence, maybe the third. Identity may be one of the most contentious words of the new millennium. An internet search produces the following modifiers for identity: corporate, sexual, digital, public, racial, national, brand, and even Christian, a US-based white supremacist group.
Hear that? They're teaching kids in Georgia that Christians are a white supremacist group. I've never heard that before. I mean, who wrote that textbook? You know the process.
Black Baptists live in Georgia.
Exactly. I mean,
give me a break.
Do you know how many people have to approve of a book before it's in the college? My goodness. Now, if you're new to my channel, my name is Brian Craig. This is where MAGA comes to talk. Make sure you subscribe. Okay. So one of the big things that the media and the left and the Democrats have been lying about for about a week now, because it was a week ago today that this Democrat assassinated Charlie Kirk. Can you believe it's been a week? It's been a rough week, hasn't it? So they've been saying, well, what about the Democrat Michigan state rep, Melissa Hortman? Well, she was killed. That is true. But she was killed by a Democrat. And I'm going to play you a clip of her. And I remember we all played this before she was murdered because she went viral for what she did. I'm going to play you this audio. The murderer of Melissa Hortman in Minnesota was that weirdo that wore the Halloween mask when he knocked on the door. Remember that? He's a Democrat. He was appointed to a state-level job by Waltz, who was Kamala Harris's running mate. And he was appointed to that job by the previous Democrat governor. And he killed her because she crossed party lines, joined the Republicans, and voted to remove Medicaid coverage for the illegal immigrants in Minnesota. And I brought that up several times, and of course, you know, liberals, they call me up and they say, that's bullshit. I don't believe that, in the chat room too. This is Democrat Minnesota murdered state rep Melissa Hortman. She was assassinated by that Democrat in Minnesota, not a Republican. And this was, she had a press conference right after she voted. And all of us played this and talked about this at the time because she, profiles in courage. She voted with the Republicans, this Democrat. Listen.
I know that people will be hurt by that vote. And we worked very hard to try to get a budget deal that wouldn't include that provision.
DFL Speaker Emerita Melissa Hortman emotional following the House's adjournment from a special session Monday. Hortman was the lone DFL lawmaker to cast a vote to cut Minnesota care access for undocumented immigrants. It's a move she made with a heavy heart.
I did what leaders do. I stepped up and I got the job done for the people of Minnesota.
The bill was deeply unpopular with members of the DFL caucus. Members have repeatedly expressed frustration that the bill was part of a compromise, one that would ensure the necessary GOP votes to pass the rest of the state budget.
We are tremendously disappointed and gut-wrenched at this decision, at this compromise that compromises our communities that are most vulnerable.
Hortman knows she let down her own caucus members with the vote.
They're right.
And they're protesting against her. They're laying down on the floor of the state capitol in protest of her.
To be mad at me. I think some of them are pretty angry.
That are most vulnerable.
Here she is again, listen.
Hortman knows she let down her own caucus members with the vote.
They're right to be mad at me. I think some of them are pretty angry. I think that their job was to make folks who voted for that bill feel like crap. And I think that they succeeded.
Yeah, and one of them killed her.
Over in the Senate,
for this vote.
Similar situation.
Yeah, there you go. There's your proof. And by the way, this is all these things I share are on my X, Brian Craig Show on X. So if you want the original thing, you can go there and find it. But you know that's and you know what? Everybody in the press that are reporting that she was killed by a Republican, they know it's a lie. They just don't care because they're Democrats. They're scumbags. The only reasonably speaking Democrat is Senator Fetterman. Listen.
Don't compare him to anyone. And if you do, then you will incite somebody to say, well, now I feel like I have to stop that and take them out. People have seemed to have forgotten that the president took a shot to the head. And can you imagine if that shot would have gone the way Charlie Kirk's one and what kind of condition our nation would be in? This is such a dangerous time right now. And now why? You don't need this an opportunity to share your opinions on it. Just, again, it's appalling and allow folks enough space to grieve. The man hasn't even been buried yet. And it's like, that's why we wanted to have a conversation that we have to find a way to work together. Don't
Yeah, Fetterman. He's making some sense, isn't he? Making a lot of sense. Now, here's another clip I want to play of Charlie Kirk. So Tucker Carlson and Candace Owens are saying that he was really against Israel, that he sided with the Palestinians. I don't know, a couple of months ago, Charlie went to England and debated some college kids in England. Was it Oxford that he went to? Do you remember, Kathy? I think it was Oxford. He went to Oxford, Rob Lowe's alma mater. Did you ever see that movie? And he was debating. So I'm going to play this clip. This was like 6 weeks ago, 2 months ago, max. It's Charlie Kirk. He's at Oxford University in England, and he's debating the students over there. They're talking about the Israeli-Gaza war. So I'm going to play this for you. Which side is he on? Candace Owens and Tucker say he's on the side of the Palestinians. Is he on the Palestinian terrorist side, or was Charlie Kirk on the side of Israel?
Let me ask you, in the conflict of Israel versus Hamas, who's the good guy?
I believe both Hamas and the Israeli government are evil, but I think also that there is no justification.
Are they equally?
There is no justification for the murder and mutilation of thousands of innocent people and children.
Let's
zero in on it. There is no justification, Mr. Kirk, for invading hospitals, for bombing innocent populations and dragging out a war which is damaging Israel and the West's security.
You've made that point, but...
Well, it's not a point, it's a moral truth, isn't it?
Okay, yeah. It was also a moral truth that the war started because 1,300 Jews were killed and 200 were taken hostage.
Wow. So what's going on? Are Tucker and Candace telling the truth or lying?
And when you
let me go back, then I'll play the rest.
You've made that point, but...
Well, it's not a point, it's a moral truth, isn't it?
Okay, yeah. It was also a moral truth that the war started because 1,300 Jews were killed and 200 were taken hostage. And when you declare war on Israel, expect a firestorm in reaction. Let me finish, I let you talk. Israel, at its holiest day of the calendar year besides Yom Kippur and Rosh Hashanah, Samat Torah, the 50-year anniversary of the Six-Day War. On Shabbat, Hamas invaded Israel, deciding to go recklessly to music concerts, to homes, to kibbutzes, and taking 200 plus hostages. They knew what they were doing. In one of the most cloistered urban environments on the planet, 2 million people live in a place where it's impossible to wage war. Impossible. Where they wear civilian clothing, they violate every tenet of the Geneva Convention, and the IDF, when they do something right, they get no credit. When they do life-saving surgeries of a Gazan child, they get no credit. When they drop leaflets, they get no credit. But when they happen to bomb a place where they are operating their military from, which we now know from third-party verified sources, hundreds of Hamas military operations are in mosques, schools, and hospitals. I'm sorry, the country where they were living in relative peace on October 6th, that all of a sudden we had a war and Hamas started the war. And I don't see people that were really upset about the 2 million Germans that were killed in World War II, civilians. A tragic truth of war is that civilians die. I don't like it and you don't like it. And they brought it upon themselves. The only operation and entity to blame is the leadership of Hamas, not the Israeli government, for fighting this defensive war after they were invaded. There is a good guy and there is a bad guy. I honestly...
Isn't that the morality of a child?
Well, hold on. It's interesting you say that, because a child who knows that Israel is the good guy, Hamas is bad, has a lot more wisdom than a student like yourself at Cambridge University.
Boom. So which side was Charlie Kirk on? And that was within the last 2 months. Okay? Oh, boy. So who's telling the truth? Who's telling the truth? Not Tucker and Candace. I'm sorry. Welcome. If you're new to my channel, my name is Brian Craig. This is where MAGA comes to talk. Make sure you subscribe. Usually I'm in the studio taking live calls, but just being a little laid back. Here's Don Lemon, who has the worst internet connection for his live stream show. Don Lemon here. But Don Lemon, he is interviewing this woman, Tara Setmayer, and they're talking about NFL teams who did not honor Charlie Kirk.
And wondering why someone like Kirk is being given the Presidential Medal of Freedom and being compared to Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
Right. Or the fact that NFL teams were doing tributes to him. And shout out to my home team, New York Giants, for saying, no, sorry, we're not doing that. Or my home county in New Jersey, Bergen County, saying, no, we're not lowering our flags to half staff for him. You know, like, this is nuts. And I think the majority of the American people, a lot of people don't even know who the hell Charlie Kirk is.
Oh.
Let's just be honest. If you're not in the political world, and, you know, most people are like, who's this guy? That's number one. So
Well, she knows who he is. Don Lemon knows who he was.
I said that and I got excoriated. They're like, more people knew who who Charlie Kirk was than Don Lemon. I'm like, that's not my argument.
Who do you think is more famous, Don Lemon or Charlie?
And plus, I don't know about that.
That's not the point.
Yeah, it's not the point. I'm just saying that, like, a lot of folks only maybe have a casual understanding of who he is. Right. He's just like the young conservative guy, the college campus guy.
Right.
Oh, the college campus guy. Oh my goodness. Oh boy, Don Lemon. Yes, Don Lemon. His internet connection for his live streams on his show, they're so bad you can't even see. It's a complete blur. But, you know, I was a little curious about this, okay? Today, or yesterday, Turning Point announced the speaker lineup. So here's the speaker lineup tomorrow, or Sunday, at the stadium where the president's going to be, okay? Here's the main lineup, okay? President Trump, J.D. Vance, Tulsi, Bobby Kennedy, Erica Kirk, Pete Hegseth, Stephen Miller, and Tucker Carlson. In light of what Tucker Carlson's been saying the last day or two, do you think Tucker Carlson should be removed from that list? What do you guys think, yes or no? I say yes. I would remove him from the list. You know, would you, yes or no? I would. After what's been going on? Mm-hmm. I mean, you know, you heard the clips I played, and then he's out there saying this.
He did not like Bibi Netanyahu, and he said that to me many times, and he said it to people around him many times. He felt that Bibi Netanyahu was a very destructive force. He was appalled by what was happening in Gaza.
How does this, you know, you heard the stuff I played before. Is Tucker Carlson full of it? Yes or no? I think he's full of it. Now, this clip I came across today, this is unbelievable. This is from a while back. This is a clip, and it's back when Candace Owens was with Turning Point still. And Charlie is in a room. Candace Owens is there. She was a lot prettier back then. I guess all that anti-Semitism and everything is affected her looks. And they're talking to someone, and they ask about Netanyahu. So you're going to hear Charlie Kirk, and Candace Owens is sitting right there next to Charlie Kirk.
We've been on the move. We were in Israel a couple weeks ago for the embassy opening.
We went over with Huckabee about 4 or 5 years ago.
Is it not the most amazing place?
I never been. And we had like an hour with Netanyahu.
He's special.
Yes.
He's a special leader.
Did you hear that? That's Charlie Kirk describing Benjamin Netanyahu. Now, Tucker Carlson, this is Tucker.
He did not like Bibi Netanyahu, and he said that to me many times, and he said it to people around him many times.
Okay, but this is him. This is Charlie.
We've been on the move. We were in Israel a couple weeks ago for the embassy opening.
We went over with Huckabee about 4 or 5 years ago.
Is it not the most amazing place?
I never been. And we had like an hour with Netanyahu.
He's special.
Yes.
He's a special leader.
You know why it says?
Oh, and he's everything a leader should be, right? I mean, just confident and direct.
There you go. So who do you believe? Charlie Kirk or Tucker saying that Charlie Kirk didn't like him? I think I'll take Charlie Kirk's word. What do you think? These people everything's recorded today. Everything is recorded today. So, they can't hide anything. Liars and scumbags. Exactly right. So the question is, why? Why? That's it. The most, I am surprised, but I guess because there's so much going on. The Kash Patel hearing today, the president's being honored by the King of England. So Montel Williams seems to have gotten a free pass with this. I played this morning on the show, but I want to play it for you guys now. In one word, describe Montel Williams after you hear this, okay? Montel Williams is talking about Charlie Kirk's assassin.
There are people who are trying to pigeonhole this as a leftist thing and a right thing. And what we're really talking about, hear me because I'm going to throw you when I say this. We're talking about a love-torn child, a kid. This is probably his first real relationship, and somebody was disparaging the person that he loved. He sat on that building for 30 minutes before he took the shot. Why did he wait until the first word trans came up? Then he took the shot.
You think he heard it? He could hear it?
I think he could hear it. I think he also, I don't believe he was motivated politically. I think this was motivated emotionally. I think this was a emotionally stunted person who literally, when I say it this way, just hear me, tried to defend his significant other, not trying to defend some ideology. There are people.
So Montel Williams, what he said with the Charlie Kirk assassin, is it was basically self-defense. He was defending his boyfriend, his transitioning boyfriend. And Montel is saying that means it's justifiable homicide. Like if somebody broke in here right now, right, and they were gonna kill my wife, and I took one of my pistols and killed him, and that's like defense, right? That's what Montel Williams says the assassination of Charlie Kirk was. He was defending his transgendered boyfriend. What the freak is he talking? Now, one thing about Montel Williams, a lot of people forget, he dated Kamala before she was famous. So, that is really sick. That's probably one of the sickest things I've ever heard. It really is. That is a really twisted thing that he said, and I'm really, I'm surprised he didn't get any feedback. Maybe he's just so, because of all the news he got by, or maybe a lot of people don't even remember Montel Williams. I used to watch his show when he had that daytime talk show. It was pretty good. I didn't realize what a nut he was. Montel's done. What does he have to be done with? I haven't seen him do anything in years. Does he have a show or something somewhere I don't know about? To me, it seemed like he was auditioning to get on CNN. But if that was an audition, I think he blew it. What do you think? I don't remember his show too much. It was kind of like a gossip show, Clout chaser. Was he a clout chaser? I think it went. Janine, $20 super sticker. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Now, this is probably one of the dumbest comment. This is Caitlin Collins, the lipless Caitlin Collins, who just bought an island. And here she is with Ted Cruz.
Well, what I've called for, they're clearly carrying out acts of terrorism.
They're talking about Antifa here, but it goes on. Listen.
They're carrying them out domestically. They're organizing. They're engaged in...
Oh, I hit the wrong button. There we go.
Direct acts of violence. And indeed, one of the things that I asked Director Patel is what evidence is there that there are other people who had foreknowledge of this assassination of Charlie Kirk.
That's
we
right.
know that he was engaged in Reddit conversations with others, and we know that the shell casings that he used in the rifle had Antifa slogans on them and had transgender slogans on them.
That's exactly right. So let me fast forward a little bit to get to the meat of it. Here we go.
But on what you just said there about investigating,
there is. Hold on a second, Caitlin.
Funding,
There is a transgender
if there is funding,
one. Hold on, Caitlin. Caitlin, there is a transgender.
Go ahead.
There's a reference to.
Okay, hold on. Let me rewind it here.
Islands. I think it is overwhelmingly clear things like the anti-Semitic protest had money behind it. With respect to Charlie Kirk's murder, that is not determined yet, but I think it should be investigated
on
very
something
thoroughly.
Yeah, as Todd Blanche, the Deputy Attorney General, just said, right now they don't have any evidence of an organization. Obviously, they're still looking into this. But on the bullet casings, I don't remember there being a transgender one on there. I remember him saying there was one that said, if you could read this, you're gay. It was referencing internet memes. But on what you just said there about investigating,
there is. Hold on a second, Caitlin. There is a transgender
if there is
one.
funding.
Hold on, Caitlin.
They're always protecting the transgenders for some reason, right? They always want to cover in the media for the transgenders.
Caitlin, there is a
Go
transgender.
ahead.
There's a reference to, do you see my bulge, which is, and I'm told is an online meme for transgenderism. And Director Patel testified that the murderer here was living with his romantic partner who was a transgender man transitioning to being a woman. And so you have both the shell casing that directly references transgenderism. And in fact, Charlie Kirk was murdered moments after he was asked a question about transgender mass shootings, and that's when the shooter filed. And so, do we have conclusive proof at this case?
Well, hold on,
no,
Senator.
but I will say this: some of the most disturbing polling numbers that I see are the number of Democrats who believe that
Senator,
this left-wing activist was somehow Republican. I mean, that really shows the media not doing the job they should be doing.
Okay, Senator, but one moment, because you said a lot there, and we don't have a motive yet. We don't know yet. We're waiting. Obviously, we've heard what the governor's had to say, what the FBI director said today.
Come on, we don't have a motive yet.
We know.
We don't have a motive yet.
What's
really?
happening with?
Really, that's CNN's position.
I mean, from law enforcement,
he just happened
Senator.
to fire the gun in celebration. You can't tell the motive.
Senator, that's not what I said, and I said law enforcement hasn't laid out a direct motive. They've laid out a lot of evidence here of these messages and what
actually
the
they
shooter
have.
said
They've
to
said that
family
he was a
members
left-wing
and to
activist who
roommates.
hated Charlie Kirk. Pardon?
Senator, with all due respect, you know exactly what I'm saying. I'm not arguing with you politically. I'm saying that law enforcement has not put a specific motive. You know that there's a difference of what they're putting in a legal argument than what you're talking about. And you're not even we're not even arguing about the facts
what
here.
What you just said is false,
Senator,
Caitlin.
No.
Caitlin.
See, she has to say all this stuff. She just bought an island. See, this is the thing. Why do they pay these low talent news people so much money? Where she just bought an island, right?
They're all told what to
So
say.
they'll go on TV and say whatever shit they tell them to say. So she, you know how much it costs to own a freaking island? She owns one. So she's going to say whatever the heck they want her to say. She doesn't care about truth. She doesn't care about looking like a fool. All she cares about is on the weekend she's going to a private island.
Facts. Hold on a second. Let me answer your statement because what you said is factually
Senator, with all
false.
due respect,
law enforcement.
with all due respect,
so
you're
don't
putting
want
a lot
facts.
of statements
Okay, go ahead,
that I did
give your
not
speech.
say. And I want to get back to, we just laid out the facts.
You
in the
just
opening
said
of the
law
show of
enforcement
what we
has
want
not
from
laid out a
prosecutors
motive. That
today.
is
And we just spoke to
objectively
the
false.
Deputy Attorney General.
That
So
is objectively false.
They
What
have not
you are
said a
saying
concrete
is
motive of
objectively
exactly
false,
what it was.
and
They've laid
CNN
out
should
every
not be
evidence that we
engaged in
know so far.
misinformation. Caitlin, answer my question.
It's
Have
not
you seen the
misinformation,
polling
Senator.
that shows the vast majority of
you were
Democrats
taking what I
believe
said
this murderer is a
about
Republican and a
that.
Trump supporter?
Oh my goodness. She has no shame. She does not care what anyone thinks. She is without shame, without honor, nothing. She could care less. If you're new to my channel, my name's Brian. This is where MAGA comes to talk. Make sure that you subscribe, all right? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, things are really, really coming around. They're really coming around. Well, listen, I'll see you guys next time, all right? Make sure you subscribe. I'm Brian. This is where MAGA comes to talk. Thanks for watching, everyone. I'll see you in the morning. Take care.